My name is Linda. For 20 years, I built a life with Peter. We started with nothing but a rusty food truck and a dream. Now we owned Taste of Heaven, a chain of bakeries known across the state. I was the heart, the recipes, the sweat. Peter was the charming face our customers loved. I was racing to St. Jude's Hospital, my world collapsing. Peter had been in a terrible car crash. The doctor said it was a miracle he was alive. But as I rushed towards the ICU, a nurse grabbed my arm. Her eyes were wide with fear. "Hide now, trust me," she whispered, and shoved me into a dark janitor's closet. Through the slats in the door, I saw a woman walk into Peter's room. She was young, beautiful, and holding the hand of a little girl. What I heard next shattered my entire world. If you're watching this, subscribe to Anon Voices and let me know where you're watching from. This is the story of how a 20-year marriage, a multi-million-dollar business, and my very sanity almost vanished forever. My name is Linda Croft. At 58, I've spent my life creating joy, one cupcake at a time. Our Taste of Heaven brand is worth over $20 million. Not bad for a girl who started with a single oven and a whole lot of hope. That Tuesday, I was sprinting through the hospital halls, my mind racing faster than my feet. Peter had been in the ICU for 2 days. 2 days of praying, of hopping, of fearing the worst. Or so I believed. The nurse, her name tag read Tiffany, RN, had pulled me aside. Her hand was trembling. "You need to see this," she'd said. Now, hidden in the dark, I watched the woman approach my husband's bed, and I heard my supposedly comatose husband speak. "Jessica, my love, you came." My blood turned to ice. Jessica, who was Jessica? The little girl, no older than 5, hugged Peter's arm. "Daddy, you're okay," she squealed. "Daddy," the word hit me like a physical blow. Peter chuckled, a sound I hadn't heard in years. "Of course, pumpkin, Daddy's tough." He looked at the woman, Jessica. "Did you bring the papers?" She nodded, pulling documents from her purse. "The lawyer said everything is ready. Once you sign, the entire Taste of Heaven brand transfers to the new company. Linda won't own a single crumb." I gripped the closet door, my knuckles white. Peter smiled. "And the life insurance?" Jessica's voice was cold. $5 million, once her grief becomes too much and she has her accident. They were going to kill me. They were planning my murder while I was crying over his hospital bed. "After the transfer," Peter continued, "we can finally be a real family, no more hiding." The little girl, their daughter, climbed onto the bed. I felt sick. 20 years. 20 years of marriage, and he had a secret family. A child. Tiffany, the nurse, silently opened the closet door and led me down a back staircase to a quiet chapel. "I'm so sorry," she said, her voice soft. "I've seen her here every day. I knew something was wrong." "Why are you helping me?" I asked, my voice shaking. She looked down. "My mom was in a situation like yours. No one helped her. I promised myself I would never stand by and do nothing again." In that moment, this stranger felt like my only friend. I drove home in a complete daze. The house Peter and I shared felt like a stranger's house. Every photo, every memory was a lie. I poured a glass of wine and tried to think. I built this business from the ground up. The secret recipes were mine. The brand was MY Heart and Soul, but Peter's name was on half the paperwork. My phone buzzed, a text from Peter. "Feeling a bit better, sweetheart. Don't worry about visiting tonight. Get some rest." I wanted to scream. Instead, I texted back, "I love you." Then I called my lawyer. "Michael," I said, my voice steady now. "We have an emergency. Peter is trying to steal everything." Michael's voice was grim. "Linda, this is serious. If he's forging documents, we need to act fast." Next, I called my business partner, David. "David, freeze all business accounts. Do not let Peter access a single penny." "What's going on, Linda?" he asked, confused. "Peter isn't who we thought he was," I said. "Trust me." My final call was to Tiffany. "Tiffany," I whispered, "I need your help. I need to know their every move." "Mrs. Croft," she said, "I'll do whatever I can." I spent the night gathering every document, every contract, every recipe book that proved the business was built on MY talent. Peter handled the marketing. I handled the magic, and he was not going to take it from me. The next morning, I put on my best suit. I looked like the successful CEO I was, not the broken wife Peter thought I was. Michael met me at the courthouse. "We're filing for divorce and a restraining order to keep him from the business," he said. "This will stop him cold." As we walked in, my phone rang. It was Tiffany. "They're moving fast, Mrs. Croft. Jessica is here with a lawyer. They're having Peter sign papers right now." My heart jumped into my throat. "Delay them, Tiffany, please." "I'll try," she said and hung up. We filed the papers in record time. A process server was sent to the hospital immediately. The race was on. I waited in my car outside the courthouse, my hands gripping the steering wheel. Finally, my phone rang. It was the process server. "Mrs. Croft, the papers have been served." "What happened?" I asked, holding my breath. "Well, ma'am," he said, "your husband turned bright red and started yelling. The young lady with him started crying. It was quite a scene." A wave of relief washed over me, but it was short-lived. Tiffany texted me a photo. It was a document, a life insurance policy on me for $5 million with Peter as the beneficiary, and it was dated from 6 months ago. This wasn't a new plan. This was a long, calculated betrayal. I went to the police. Detective Miller, a serious woman with kind eyes, listened to my story. I showed her the photos Tiffany took, the life insurance policy, everything. "Mrs. Croft," she said, "this is conspiracy to commit fraud, possibly worse." That afternoon, Detective Miller called me. "We've arrested Peter and Jessica. We found the transfer documents in her car. They're facing serious charges." I should have felt happy, but I just felt empty. I went home to my silent, empty house. It was over. But was it? A part of me knew this was only the beginning. A few days later, Detective Miller called again. "Linda, we've uncovered something." Disturbing. This wasn't Peter's first time. My blood ran cold. "What do you mean?" "We found records from another state. 10 years ago, a man matching Peter's description was married to a woman named Anna. She owned a small cafe. She died in a kitchen fire that was ruled an accident. He inherited everything." I sank into a chair. It wasn't just me. He had done this before. Peter wasn't just a cheat, he was a predator. The investigation dug deeper. They found another woman. From 15 years ago, she died in a hiking accident. She owned a catering business. The pattern was horrifying. Peter found successful women in the food industry, married them, and then they had tragic, fatal accidents. I was supposed to be his third victim. I was just the one who got away. The district attorney piled on new charges. Old cases were reopened. Peter wasn't just going to jail for fraud. He was going away for murder. In the middle of this nightmare, I found strength I didn't know I had. I went back to work. I created a new line of pastries called Strength. I donated a portion of every sale to organizations that helped women escape abusive relationships. My business grew stronger. My purpose became clearer. Tiffany left the hospital and came to work for me. She became my head of operations. She said she wanted to be part of building something good after seeing so much bad. The trial was long and painful. I had to sit in a courtroom and listen to the details of how Peter planned to kill me. I heard about the other women, Anna and Maria. I saw their photos. They looked like me. They were dreamers, builders just like me. Peter was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life in prison with no parole. As they led him away, he didn't look at me. The charming man I married was gone, replaced by the monster he always was. After the trial, I visited the graves of Anna and Maria. I brought them flowers. I promised them I would live my life for all three of us. I started a foundation in their names to help women start their own food businesses. My Taste of Heaven brand became more than a bakery. It became a symbol of survival, of getting back up after life knocks you down. And the taste, it's even sweeter now. 1 year later, my business is more successful than ever. I'm happier than I've been in years. The fear is gone. The doubt is gone. All that's left is the truth. And the truth is, I am a survivor. Peter tried to take everything from me, but he gave me the greatest gift instead. He showed me my own strength. He showed me that I didn't need him. I never did. If you are going through something hard, please remember this. You are stronger than you think. There are people who will help you like Tiffany helped me. Your voice matters. Don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to fight for the life you built, because you and only you are the secret ingredient to your own happiness. Thanks for listening to my story on Anon Voices. Don't forget to subscribe and feel free to share your own story in the comments. Your voice matters.